right, here we go. Tim v. Bact. Britons v. Britons in this game. Put the team colors on here so we can see Bact and Panda TV, who is Tim. These guys going at it 1v1 Britons. This game is pretty exciting. I got a chance to watch a little bit earlier. Very back and forth, very interesting. And to be honest, I thought the player I thought was winning ends up losing the game, but I won't tell you who that was. Nonetheless, we have Tim on the bottom here in blue. He's going to be scouting around. He'll find his 2 boars right away. And he may give him the opportunity to go forward with his scout. I think he's found both of those boars and many of his sheep right off the bat. So pretty good start there for Tim. Good scouting. You can see Bact had to delete his initial house because it would have obscured his gold, but he's okay on the top. He's also scouting around right now, finding a couple of sheep, but that is it. So he's got a lot of scouting left to do. Got to find these boars over here. So Britons v. Britons matchup. Obviously, the Britons archers are very, very nice, but mixing in a few knights here and there in a 1v1 can be good for some raiding. So we will see if that goes down in this particular game. Let's see. Let's look over the maps here real quick. So the red player here, Bact, going to be taking wood on the back area of his base, secondary gold off to the side. Kind of in no man's land. He might block that off eventually this game. Primary gold is pretty close to his TC. It could probably be walled toward his TC if he wanted. He's also got his main stone out there as well. Berries on the front, just a map that's going to be interesting for him. I wouldn't say a terrible map or a great map. Nothing too crazy here. These piles of resources being close together is interesting, but I don't know if that's going to be important. In fact, I do know that this game, how this game goes down, and I don't remember that being important. Off to the side, main gold for Tim. He can easily block this off, one would think, with a couple houses and maybe a couple palisades, except no walls. We're playing no wall mod here, so I don't think he'll be doing that. It has a downhill slope toward his TC, which might be a little bit annoying, but we'll see. Nice deer patch to the side will give him a good food boost. Stone on the back, which is going to be very safe, so I think Tim is just fine here. Neither map really giving a massive advantage to either player. The downhill boar lure here is the only thing that might be tricky for Tim. If you look at it, this boar's got to be lured up over this hill and down the other side, and if the hits come in at the wrong time, you could see that villager dying. But we'll see if that goes down. For now, he's luring in his first boar, scout going forward, and you can see Bact already closing off his side with a couple of houses. So this game is going to start rather slowly since it is a 1v1, so we'll speed it up to 64%. You can see a little bit of laming going on here from Bact. Doing a nice job to deny his opponent that house. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it will make Bact task another villager to building a house and take her away from resource gathering for a moment. So it is the little details that matter, and Tim here is winning this game so far just by that little tiny smidge. Let's watch this villager lure this boar, and I think he's going to be... It's going to be a long one. No loom there just yet. You can see the research has not started. We have that on our nice overlay. So yeah, she's going to take the first hit on top of this hill. Is the second hit going to come in on the downhill slope? It actually looks like it will, but she's going to be just fine. False alarm, guys. That villager is totally fine. 4 on wood for Tim here early, so we may see early aggression from him. Excuse me. We'll keep an eye on whether he goes for the extra 10 gold. Speaking of which, we can see Bact on the other side, who has lost the interest of his boar here. A little bit of an awkward boar lure. Actually having a lot of trouble keeping the attention there, and low HP on that Vil. But more importantly, he is taking the 10 gold off of that pile. So we will expect to see a drush here from Bact, 4 on wood as well. So absolutely what we'll be expecting early in this game is a drush v drush scenario. Let's see who knows what. Tim knows pretty much everything on Bact's side. He's found that main wood line. He's found the main gold and the main stone and the berries, so he can drush pretty effectively. His opponent, Bact here, has just found that wood line. Granted, he does know this gold is here, but who knows if that's the only gold, because he has very little view of the map. Of course, we always know there'll be a secondary, and you just never know if that's going to be closer and easier for your opponent to take. Nonetheless, we will see drush v drush here by the looks of it. We can see Tim's barracks coming down a little bit behind Bact's. Bact already queuing the 3 militia. So he is certainly going to go for it. So maybe a drush for him. Looks like he is building a wall off across this side to block himself in and keep himself safe. So we will expect to see a drush and wall on one side. On the other side, we may see the same thing. Tim building a little bit of a wall, a little bit of a push toward his TC with houses at the moment. Again, no wall mod is on in this particular game, so we will not see any walls coming down from these two players. Mining camp coming down with 2 villagers here for Tim. That usually means men-at-arms, so we'll keep an eye on that. We can see Bact's not men-at-arms, militia coming across the map as we speak. No gold for him yet, but he could still go men-at-arms. It's usually something you do near the transition to the feudal age, which he has clicked up. So we may see a men-at-arms rush here from the red player. We are also going to see militia from Tim. And look at this. Tim is going to send 5 villagers forward with 2 militia, with 3 militia at the moment. And like I said, the 2 vills on gold suggest men-at-arms. Suggest Tim is going men-at-arms. Interestingly, these 2 armies are going to pass each other like ships in the night. Bact will not be expecting what is almost certainly going to be a tower rush, maybe a really aggressive one with 5 vills forward. But in the meantime, Tim will have to respond to a drush of his own. Bact coming in here with a standard 3 militia drush. He's actually going to be able to not quite trap any vills there. But nonetheless, getting in some good aggression early. Tim, with 3 vills already on stone, may go aggressively for multiple towers. Obviously, vills on stone would suggest he's going to go at least 2, but 3 vills might even mean more. We'll see. Tim with a house up across the back to block that area off. We can see the militia on the front here from Tim. Men-at-arms on the way. Just doing a little flirtation there to annoy that wood line and slow these vills down. Quick archery range house to block that off from Bact. You can see the first tower coming down. Will take away Baccio Fro's gold. Okay, men-at-arms is in now for Tim. He's going to clean this aggression up pretty easily on the backside. Does not look like he lost a vill there, though. The villager count says he is -1, and I do believe he did lose a vill on that wood line. The last time I watched that, I remember him losing a vill there. Nonetheless, he's taken a vill from his opponent Bact and evened the score on that gold pile with his first tower. Second tower coming up in series should be able to take away the front area of Bact's base. Double archery range for Bact. You can see skirms. Skirms are often the choice when you're getting tower rush because you can use them to disrupt these vills. You can use them to kill men-at-arms, believe it or not, and just be annoying. They're awfully resistant to arrow fire as well. Nonetheless, we will see this game continue right now. We'll see if men-at-arms and tower aggression is going to be enough. Certainly a big problem here for Bact is that he's lost his main stone and his main gold already this early in the game. His secondary gold off to the side is going to have to be good enough for him. He's going to have to protect that, though. You can't just let these men-at-arms roam around and raid him. So they're going to get in and get a few hits in on those vills, but the skirms getting in so much free damage. Granted, they are just skirms, but still, they're very annoying behind a meat shield of villagers. If microed correctly, Bact should be fine on that side. On the other side, though, another tower coming down. So we're seeing a whole wall of towers here coming from the blue player, Tim. Power building a defensive tower is Bact, but it looks like he's going to get his up second. Yes, he certainly will. So Tim will garrison here. He may get a vill. Maybe not. He may not get a vill. Actually, targeting down that skirm, unfortunately, for the moment. So there you have it. Early aggression from Tim. He's very safe back at home. He hasn't really walled up behind that aggression because, well, it's the no wall mod. But he hasn't even built a house wall, really. He's just sort of working his way through as though he has no threat in the world at the moment. You can see that he's killed the drush of his opponent, and right now it is just skirms in defense to stop those men-at-arms. So yeah, this game is kind of slowing down for the moment, so I think we will speed it up. We can see that Tim's got a really nice position, having taken away a couple of big resource piles from his opponent, but we do see Bact pumping out those skirms, pretty happily going to be able to push back those men-at-arms, and I don't think that tower creep would make it a lot further. Tim's still with 3 on stone. He's going to have a defensive tower on his own wood line here, so he'll be ready, and I see some red coming across the map, so let's slow this down just for a moment. Put it back up to 60 and let's see. So we've got 5 skirms, we've got 9 skirmishers coming across the map now. See if they can get a little bit of raiding in. Obviously going to take them about a week to kill a villager. Looks like Tim is actually going to go melee on this mining camp to try to take it down. Maybe he's worried that his opponent is going to take that area back, I'm not sure. But for the moment, he's trying to take down that mining camp. Archery range coming up for Tim, not surprising considering it is Britons. He will be double range and probably mostly skirms himself at this point. We can see that army of skirms trying to roam through. Look at one volley there doing 4 or 5 damage to that Vil. Just takes forever to kill anything with a skirmisher. But on the bright side, they will tank a whole lot of arrow fire from these towers without any real problem. Probably roaming around right now is Bact trying to find the weak Vil, and she's over here kind of running the other way. So sniping that Vil is not going to happen just yet. On the other side, we can see houses coming up, towers coming up, and now a mining camp of his own on the top side for Tim. He's going to take his opponent's gold, at least for the time being. Let's see what Tim has garrisoned here. Looks like he's got 3 skirms in one and 1 in the other. So not an army yet to deal with these skirms from his opponent Bact, but we'll see if he can do it. Right now, resources are pretty much nil for Tim. Well, he does have the 200 gold. Bact on the other side, with a bit more in the bank, may actually be able to click up quite a bit earlier than his opponent. Right now, Tim losing a Vil there. We did see that low HP Vil get sniped on that top farm. So that is not good at all for him right now. He's actually behind by a couple. I think that is a wheelbarrow difference mostly, but I'm not 100% sure. Certainly one Vil has been killed differently between the two players. Other than that, I can't imagine very much idle TC time. On the top side, we can see Tim still happily taking gold with 5 Vils there. Interestingly, not taking stone on that side. He's decided to take his gold up there. I guess he does not feel terribly safe about this position, maybe. Coming forward with a couple archers and skirms of his own, he's going to leave the army behind of Bact. Bact is going to do some annoyance on those farms, but I can't imagine him picking another villager off. Tim's going to build another defensive watchtower. I feel like this is a bit superfluous, but he's got to do what he's got to do to deal with this army. Spending a lot of time and energy and resource and villager build time just building up towers to defend his own zone. And it's kind of putting him behind here economically. You can see he's got an army going forward. He's got to try to equalize the 2 Vil advantage that his opponent has. But right now, he's just desperately trying to get a tower up. And look at all this wasted villager time. I think it's going to hurt him getting up to castle. You can see that Bact is going to click any moment. And Tim just doesn't have any food at all. His farms have been really very much annoyed for quite some time. So he's going to be quite a ways behind his opponent. A wall of houses coming up across the far side from Bact. He's going to be able to push Tim's army away. Easy peasy. So he's got an army. He's got 2 armies right now that could take Tim's army down. And the reason he does is he's been gathering gold and he's been gathering food and wood instead of building all those towers. Don't think Bact has taken any. Well, he's built 1 defensive tower, but he has not taken any stone to this point in the game. So, for the moment, we wait for this one to unfold. Castle Age coming for Bact is coming in awfully quickly. Tim's not going to like the sight of that. His tower aggression here on the front is doing a great job of starving his opponent of all of these gold piles on the top. The only problem is this gold pile here is going to be enough to support Bact's economy for now. I think a TC on this gold pile is inevitable. I can't imagine why Bact would not protect that. Don't remember exactly if he does that or not, but I would imagine he will. He will eventually, one would assume, try to reclaim this, maybe with some rams, maybe with some knights, but we will see as this one unfolds. Bact's army there in the middle is going to get crushed in between 2 armies of Tim here. He's going to get good damage in here, but Castle Age is coming very quickly, and this army is going to move very slowly across the map. So we shall see if they get in and get some damage. Right now it looks like Tim could win this game if it goes long term, because he's starving his opponent off from all these resources. But in the short term, he's in a bit of trouble. He needs to get a little bit more pressure on his opponent. He needs to hit this gold pile. He can win this game right here, right now, if he can somehow get that gold pile. And you can see that Bact knows it. He's going to block that whole area off with houses. I would assume he's going to block this part off with houses. Right now he's blocking it off with armies that are standing on top of that hill. Both saw Bodkin Arrow and Crossbowmen coming in right now, University coming down, so Ballistics will be in very shortly. For Bact, he's going to have a slight villager disadvantage just for the moment, but he's actually going to reclaim that by killing a Vil or 2. Yeah, 2 Vils, 3 Vils there on the front. So very nice aggression from those 5+2 archers. Of course, Britons, we're going to see a range boost in the Castle Age, so those long-range archers doing some pretty good damage here pretty early. Let's see, on the bottom side we see more crossbows from Bact. He's playing this pretty defensively. He obviously knows that he can't lose this part or he's going to lose this game. Right now, dropping another lumber camp, has not dropped a second TC just yet, but I think he will. You can see a lot of these farms have been left for dead. Right now he's just focusing on building up crossbows and probably getting enough wood to build the TC. We'll see. Tim on the other side has clicked to Castle Age. He's about halfway up. His opponent is going to be crossbowmen with ballistics, harassing him everywhere he wants to harass him for the time being. And actually, in response to that, you can see Tim sending quite a few villagers all the way across the map to a totally clandestine lumber camp. If this isn't a clandestine lumber camp, I don't know what is. Sending 5 vills to the opposite side of the map, and look, there's another 6 or 7 behind them. So big risk from Tim here early, but maybe if he can keep that area from being discovered, he'll be okay. He's dropped another tower on the front. He's going to really control Bact's gold for the time being. Bact could run in there with some skirms, I suppose, but I don't think it would do him much good. Skirms on the bottom side for Tim. Going to push back the crossbows from Bact, but look at this. Forward Siege Workshop snuck in there while I wasn't even looking. Not sure where the villager went. Maybe she made it all the way back home. I'm assuming it's a female villager. I don't know why. Looks like mangonel shots will be dodged for now. Crossbows chasing away skirms for the time being, and it looks like we're going to see Bact push a little bit here. Is he going to target down this range? I don't know. He seems to be still exploring the map a little bit here with his aggression. On the other side, he's got a whole nother group of crossbows who are roaming around, but you can see that they're in between Tim's area in that clandestine lumber camp. So right now, Bact has no idea about that lumber camp. So those villagers are out of sight, not of mind, while this poor Vill is not out of sight or out of mind. She's just dead. On the top side, 4 towers up there for Panda TV, for Tim still. Tim's going to just be happily taking his opponent's gold and controlling it, trying to wait, I suppose, for the gold to run out here on the bottom side for Bact. Bact will drop a TC there, but this gold pile is almost gone, so he's got to really start thinking about how to reclaim some territory from Tim. Tim on the bottom has gone elite skirm. He's going to push these crossbows back. Unfortunately, they're headed straight toward his wood line. Doesn't look like they're going to make it, though. They all died there on the spot. Pushing on the bottom side here is Bact. He's going to start really pushing hard here. 3 mangonels on the bottom, and maybe he's just going to be able to control some of Tim's territory after all. So Tim taking one flank away from Bact, Bact taking one flank away from Tim, and right now the push is real. You can hear the mangonels still coming out, battering rams coming out. Life is good right now for Bact. Elite skirm coming in for him, chain barding coming for Tim, so he probably has a few cavalry units on the way to take down these mangonels. Seems like an obvious move. Look at all the corpses littered here. Right now, villager count is plus 14 for Bact. He's done a really good job raiding Tim so far, and he's also been able to build another TC, but you can see the big crux right now, the big problem for him. He's got 10 or 12 vills here that are just standing still. They're going to start building farms, but they aren't gathering gold. He has a market down, so he will be able to buy some for the moment, but that's not going to last forever. Not going to get good exchange rates for very long. Mangonel's actually going to be targeted down here very quickly by 2 knights. Those 2 knights are going to run in, take those down, run over and take down this ram as well, and Bact's going to leave with a lot of dead units there. Took his opponent's gold away for a moment, took his wood line away for a moment, but in the end, Bact's spending a lot of resources and not getting a ton done there. He's going to get pushed back. On the other side, he has still not dealt with these towers from Tim, so right now he is just booming up on 3 TCs, taking some stone on the top side, but still no gold in sight. Maybe he can sell that stone for gold, I suppose, since he has built a market. He's going to have a clandestine lumber camp of his own. Lumber is just, it's a risky thing on this map. Obviously, Arabia Games not having all that many trees sometimes. Tim here, interestingly, is coming out with 3 knights to try to take this down, but there's plenty of crossbows to get the job done. A couple skirms in tow are going to do a really good job to keep the pressure on here and keep that army backing up. But I don't think this is a great fight for Tim. He's going to lose 3 knights there, and he's going to push his opponent, unfortunately, toward this lumber camp. This lumber camp teetering on the edge of being blown up, but we'll see. For now, the crossbows and the skirms will work their way around. More mangonels coming from the bottom side from Bact. You can see Tim's going to drop a TC on that top side, try to stabilize his own gold pile. Actually, double TCs almost in series, but I don't think they are quite in series. And here we go. Here are those rams coming out from Bact. Bact's rams here are pretty much unguarded. They're going to have a couple of skirms and tow, and that is about it. Not exactly sure why he's going with this and not sending a couple of well, I guess he doesn't have any knights or any gold, so there you go. There's your reason. Looks like they will grab down one tower, but the mangonel will drop one of those rams right away. And for now, Tim will continue to control the top side. There's that knight we were looking for to snipe a mangonel. That will be in just in time here, I would assume, to grab down this mangonel pretty easily. Villager's going to head back to this tower to try to kill it. Both of these towers are in series, I believe, so I think that knight's going to have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Tim, with a few knights in the economy here of Bact, but he is falling way behind on villager count. 47 vills for Tim, 79 for Bact, and the division continues to grow because Bact has now built a 4th TC, and he's going to be grabbing gold right in front of Tim's base. Tim is none the wiser at the moment. He knows about the siege workshop, but he does not know about that TC. Big fight here in the middle. You can see all the corpses left. Bact's army emerges, but just a small army of crossbows. Probably going to head in and do some raiding there. Villagers here who were mining are going to go back to where? What is the plan, Mr. Tim? Mangonel in defense. Those vills are just hanging out idle for a moment. They are going to drop a castle. Very interesting castle placement. It's going to be within range of this stone. It's going to be within range of this gold. It will be on a slight uphill, I believe, if I'm seeing the map correctly. I don't think it's going to be within range of this gold, but I imagine it's going to be good enough. So Tim continuing to hold down the fort on his opponent's resources. One Cav Archer made maybe a misclick there. Going to get slaughtered right away, faux free, by a couple of crossbows. Tim with a 4th TC coming. And we're going to see this game go quite some time. Both players investing heavily into their economies right now. Neither player going for the knockout blow, but you can see that Bact is going to continue to try to push on his opponent and win back this territory. Tim's going to be ready with one mangonel. Decent shot there on the crossbows. Let's see if he can get another. He will get another. No microing whatsoever there from Bact, and he's going to eventually lose pretty much that entire army of archers to a couple of really good mangonel shots. Mangonels can equalize games, especially late in games. They can be huge. A couple rams here from Tim. They can be huge. +2 defense on those knights, so they can be rather beefy against the arrows of Bact. And it looks like for now he's going to lose one and keep the others pulled back. He's going to hold down this area and continue to try to starve his opponent out. Little does he know, or does he know? Yeah, little does he know his opponent's up here. 2 TCs taking stone and gold. Very interesting. Tim, the enemy is right next to him, but he cannot hear their breathing at the moment. Looks like one mangonel out on the front there for Bact, trying to snipe some vills. Actually going to get a vill, but that mangonel is going to go down otherwise faux free. Castle coming up on the bottom side for the red player. Bact trying to take his own zone back. It's within range of this uphill castle, but as you can see, not within range of the vills. Those vills are rather safe, except for this poor bastard. He is rather dead. Battleground coming out here. I imagine another mangonel in the siege workshop. Yes, there is. That will be popping out any moment. Tim's going to send a few knights forward, and look at this. All of a sudden, Tim has found those TCs. Tim has found the TCs, and actually Bact's going to be able to grab a relic there while Tim runs straight past him. Did he get a convert as well? I don't know. So, right now, those 5 vills from Tim are headed back home. They're sort of abandoning ship at this point. Very interesting, because he controls the front side here still. This gold pile looks like he could easily take resources there, and it looks like he's going to juke us out a little bit. He's going to walk a little ways away and then walk all the way back, build this mining camp, and start taking some gold on the top side. Bact's continuing to, I don't know, really dominate this side of the map. You can see he's just happily got 2 TCs in series. He's going to have a castle drop on his opponent now, probably going to take away a lot of Tim's resource gathering area. Tim's going to build a siege workshop there, but I don't know if it's going to be very useful unless he builds up some rams in there before the castle takes it down. More Vills for Bact out here in a clandestine area. Look at this. Just nothing around to guard them whatsoever. Just taking a risk. You can see he's taking a similar risk over here with several villagers just out in the open. Tim's doing a bit of the same on the far side. Look at this. Good 10 Vills there, just happily chopping away at wood. No fear in the world. Undiscovered in the corner of the map. So both players hiding in the corner but not thinking to look for each other in the corner. Rams on the front on that castle. This castle could go down. Plenty of Vills to repair, but how much stone is in the bank for Bact? Plenty of stone in the bank, so he'll keep that up for the moment. But he does need to deal with these Rams. Obviously, he's just bleeding stone right now. Trying to get this mangonel over, I'm sure, needs to get the job done here because that castle's going to go down for relatively cheap if he does not stop those Rams. Rams just happily doing what they do, humping away at this castle. You can see it's on 1700 HP, slowly going down. 4th Ram now in play, so that one should go down here relatively soon. Mangonel is not quite close enough to get in play. Villagers getting chopped down by the couple of knights here, and that will slow the repairing. But man, this castle still stands. More Vills tasked to it at the moment. For Bact, you can see that knight trying to get in and stop that Mangonel, but can't quite do it. 700 HP, 900 HP. The castle is going up, so it does not look like it's actually going to go down here. And you can see the Rams getting knocked down, and all of a sudden, Tim's aggression has totally fizzled out. Will he at least get a couple of Mangonels for his trouble? Not quite. He'll get 1.5. Bact clicking up to Imperial Age, big moment for him there, able to keep that castle up and able to continue to try to take back his own territory. Tim with just 5 Vills here, so any sort of push on this castle should be able to take it down. But you can see that the flag is up in that castle, and we've got actually quite a lot of longbows garrisoned in there. So we are going to see some of those British longbows here. More clandestine lumber camp action for Bact on the top side. Just totally out there. All balls, no walls this game. Siege Workshop coming for Tim in defense. 4 TCs is about to go down to 3, potentially. You can see the Mangonel here sitting in the shadow of this castle is going to get in a lot of good damage on this TC. Tim is not repairing it, so it looks like it will go down here relatively shortly. 1 Ram, 1 Mangonel, 2 turntables, and a microphone. And that is all Bact needs on this side to push. He's really got not a lot here as far as resources. Well, he's building up an army now. For the longest time, though, oh, here we go. Those clandestine areas are going to get discovered. Tim will get in with a couple of knights and do some good damage here. Question is, how long is it going to take Bact to respond to this? Not that long. He's going to start running these Vills off. But those knights will certainly get a few kills. They will slow down that eco. At the same time, Tim raiding on the other side of the map. You can see the longbows in just in time to grab down Vills. They're doing a much more effective job at killing villagers here. And quite a few Vills going down, and all of a sudden, Bact's number is falling toward Tim's area. However, 1 less TC now for Tim, and he's also lost this front gold pile. So, a little bit of a tricky game for both players. Bact losing his initial main gold, main stone right off the bat. Really has groups of villagers just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere, hoping not to be discovered. Tim with sort of a similar situation. You can see Bact has taken the entire south side of the map over. And Tim is really rolling up on his main area. He's taken away the stone here on the side. He's taken a few gold piles for his own. And right now, these guys are just battling it out. Battle of attrition at the moment. These Vills are going to continue to take gold, even though the Rams are running right past them. I shouldn't say running, because they pretty much are just super slowly rolling through there. Villager melee at this point is probably a good idea, but we'll see if Tim jumps on it in time. Back sending 5 Rams, but really nothing to protect them. Should not be the biggest, the most effective group. Meanwhile, on the top side, Bact's going to lose a TC of his own. So both of these guys building up big ecos, and now those ecos are starting to crumble down. Like I said, battle of attrition, and Tim in a good spot here with a couple of safe gold piles on the top, which really could keep him in this game. Could really allow him to win this one in the long term. Continuing to raid on the bottom, grabbing down some Vills, going to take some damage from all of these pikes. They should go down very quickly to longbows, but not quickly enough. Couple of longbows going to go down there. You can see almost this entire army really getting dwindled. But the rating on the bottom side doesn't matter as much, I suppose, to Tim right now as this push on the top side. Rams and Mangonels on the top doing a pretty good job at gutting the initial eco here of Bact. You can see he's taken 1 TC. He may well take another if he can start dealing with the couple of crossbows that are here in defense. A low HP Mangonel here is... Oh yeah, it's going to get sniped for free. Bummer. The high HP one probably could have gotten some damage, but he's headed over to take on these skirms. Gonna grab those down and probably get some good free kills. More barracks on the top here from Bact, actually within the sight of Tim at the moment, but Tim not quite responding yet, probably building up a bit of an army. And look, this clandestine lumber area has turned into a clandestine farming area, but has still not been raided. Somehow, some way, Tim is not discovered in that corner. Tim is not known of at the moment. He is still rolling in on the front. You can see the Rams are going to start taking down buildings here in the front area of Bact. Bact has built a lot of eco and a lot of buildings away from this central location, so he can take a punch on this side. The question is, can he live without all of these resources that Tim continues to control? Tim really going all in on aggression. He was way behind in vills. He's now caught up in villagers, and he controls a very important part of the map here. Rams continuing to rush in, will grab down that stable, but look at this. We have trash raids going on at the moment. You can see pikes and skirms here, elite skirms coming in. Going to do a lot of great damage, going to do a lot of good disruption on Tim's eco. Tim's going to lose his entire wood economy for the most part on that top side. And look at this. All of a sudden, Tim is ready to call GG. This army, I guess, was too much for him. He's getting castle creeped on the top side. And you can see that he's actually, well, he's turned to red all of a sudden, but he's had to run all of his villagers off this main area. Skirm's taking that whole area away, and man, oh man, in the end, Tim is going to GG out of that game. I feel like he could have fought a bit more. Was in Castle Age all the way to the finish, was way behind in the score, but had caught up in villagers, was kind of rolling up Bact slowly, but not fast enough. In the end, Bact's going to get the win. A little bit more standard of a game from him. Absorbed the pressure of that tower rush. Had a gold pile over here that was extremely important. Just 4 panels, his secondary gold. Kept him alive through the feudal age. Got him to castle. And the rest is history. He continued to expand out. Took his opponent's resources instead of taking back his own. And in the end, made the right decisions and got the win.